Hi, I'm Phil, CEO of Breakout Private Wealth. Welcome to another edition of Fridays with Phil. Today I'm here to help you keep calm in a very strange economy. It's been a long time since investors have had to worry about inflation, but now it's making headlines as prices are rising faster than expected. In this video, I'm going to talk about what that means and what you can do to protect your portfolio from the disastrous effect inflation can have to your wealth. Before you start to worry about how inflation might affect your investments, let's take a closer look at the facts behind the headlines. First, what exactly is inflation? While the financial media will make it sound like a cause for panic, inflation simply refers to the gradual rise in price over time, meaning the dollars you have today won't stretch as far as tomorrow. At the most basic level, this often happens because there's more demand than supply, invariably causing prices to rise. When you add in an external event, like let's say a natural disaster, or in this case, a pandemic, it makes it hard for companies to produce, and in this case, ship enough goods to keep up with consumer demand. As a result, they raise their prices, and that results in inflation. Important to note, despite the fear-based messaging from financial media, who, by the way, are selling some type of product, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Stable, predictable inflation is actually considered a good sign for a growing economy. Second, let's beware of comparisons. It's useful to know that most measures of inflation compare what's happening now with what was happening a year ago. Important to remember, as this time last year, the US and basically the world economy was shut down due to COVID-19. So be aware that the economic impact of the pandemic is going to distort any year over year comparisons you hear in the media. Third, and I think most importantly, what should you do about it? Now, that all depends on how long inflation sticks around. Many economists are expecting it to increase in the short term, but not affect the economy as much as it has in the past. And of course, the Federal Reserve is keeping a close eye on the situation. And if it looks like inflation isn't going to settle down, I'm sure they'll take action to keep it in check. Either way, the most important thing is to avoid making knee-jerk reactions. If you make big moves now to hedge against inflation, you could lose big if inflation turns out to just be temporary. Now, of course, if inflation is going to stick around for a while, it may be appropriate to make some prudent adjustments, like considering higher future inflation estimates in your long-term income planning. But this all depends on individual factors like what's in your portfolio, time to retirement, etc. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all scenario. And this is where it really helps to get personalized advice from a financial professional. I'm keeping a close eye on what's happening with the economy, and together we can create a plan that makes sense for your needs. If you have a question about what I've discussed with you, or you'd like to speak personally about what's going on, please use the form below to send me a message and I will respond personally. Take care. Talk to you soon.